Hey, good morning, everybody. It is March the 9th, 2019 at 9:39 a.m. Central Standard Time. First and foremost, don't forget to set your clocks back tonight, set them forward because of the fact that we are going into daylight savings time again. Just wanted to make sure that we got that. But let's take care of the housekeeping first. You can reach Once Wayward Brethren Ministries at area code 414. The number is 982-5604. Again, that's 414-982-5604. If you're watching this thing today, if there are connectivity issues, you'll be able to go out and see it in its entirety because it is being videotaped, and that will be out on the Once Wayward Brethren Ministries Facebook page and also on the Once Wayward YouTube page. On the Once Wayward Brethren Facebook page, we ask that you would like, share, and follow, as well as also out on the Once Wayward YouTube page, that if you see something that you like or you're looking to see what other stuff is out there, what other videos are out there, then by all means take and subscribe to the page. In order to find it on YouTube, all you need to do is just type in Once Wayward, and then you'll get a great big giant O, and if you'll follow that, you'll be able to get to all of the other things that we've discussed, talked about, and taught. I know that I haven't, so let's get right into it. I know that I haven't been out here in quite some time, because the thing is that ironically, we've been working from Ephesians chapter 5, redeeming the times because the days are evil, and went through and talked about remember. And in talking about remember, the thing that happened is that it actually, as I was talking about it, it actually hit me. And it triggered some things that I realized that I had to deal with, some things that I had to look at. One of the things that I want to get you to understand is that when we talk about the word remember, we talk about the fact that we are talking about actually accessing memories and some things that have gone on in our lives. The thing about remember is that remember, unlike reminisce, actually has us to look at everything. It has us to look at the good, the bad, the ugly, the sincere things, the insincere things, the things that were hurtful, the things that are delightful. It has us to look at absolutely everything. And so when we are remembering, we are actually taking a full-blown look at an issue, a full-blown facet of our lives. We're looking at what it is, those things that have transpired that have gotten us from where we were to where we are now. So when we remember some of the things that have happened to us that have actually helped us, and hopefully to grow better, to grow stronger, to grow into who it is that God would have us to be. The thing is that a lot of times what we do is that we get stuck on the reminisce part because all we want to do is remember the good times. We want to remember the times where we had fun. We want to remember the times when we laughed. We want to remember the times where there was no pain involved. And the thing is that reminiscing is an awful lot like Facebook and the things that a lot of us post on Facebook, where we don't get into that deep sharing, where there's stuff that's really hurting us, where there's stuff that we really need to talk about, where there's stuff that really has caused us angst and hurt our growth. We don't talk about those things on Facebook. We all try to present, most of us try to present a side and an attitude that says that I'm okay and I'm always okay. But that's not the case, because again, as we stated in the earlier segment, during the Christmas time of the year, there's a lot of people that go through and they actually sit down, reminisce, and remember. And it's my opinion that those folks that do the honest remembering and who have gotten to who arrive at the conclusion that far more bad things have happened in their lives than good things, then those are the folks that tend to veer towards suicide. Not saying that they're going to commit it, but the thing is that from the understanding that I seem to have gotten from some of the materials that I've read and some of the articles and the studies and things, the thing is that a lot of times what ends up happening is that people hash through and would be that people hash through things and come up with the opinion that they have no real worth, that there is no real self-value in who they are, and so therefore they take their lives. But again, that's during that particular during that Christmas season. Not to saying that suicide doesn't happen. I just read an article in the paper the other day that said that suicide in 2017 has, based on the information and data they had in 2017, had hit an all-time high. So the thing is that and so when I'm thinking about remember, what am I thinking about? What is it that is driving me? And as I was sitting, as I've been contemplating over the last couple of weeks, I had to go back and think about my own childhood and think about the things that were good. Think about the things that were painful. Think about the things that stressed me out. Think about the things that hurt me, so that I could get to that place where I understood all of the way, the road that I have traveled and how it is that I traveled to get from where it was 60 some odd years ago to where it is that I am right now. How is it that I was able to go through all of the things, both the good, the bad, the ugly, and get to this place where I'm actually able to communicate with people, where I'm able to get to that place where I'm talking to people, we're laughing, we're joking, we're having a good time. And then not only that though, but able to have open and honest dialogue to say to somebody that, hey, you hurt my feelings, or hey, this thing, I don't agree with you about this. Somewhere along the line, we have lost our communication skills. And because of the fact that we've lost our communication skills, it becomes harder and more difficult for each and every, the generations that have come up behind us, for them to understand what it is that they're going through, for them to be able to get to that place where they are growing and able to do better than whatever they've done before. See, the thing about it is that when we're talking about remembering, we're talking about a totality of life. We're not just talking about isolated incidents. Yes, there's the good ones, there's the bad ones. But the other thing about it is that when we remember, there's other things that happen to us, tactile things that happen to us. A certain smell reminds us of something that came from the past. A certain viewpoint, a certain way of viewing something comes back to mind. So we're able to share those things with other people. The thing about growth and the thing about remember is that remember is always the precursor to growth. When we understand where it is that we've come from, then we're able to get to where it is that we're going. So when we're looking at all of these things, and I'm just looking at this thing, this word called remember, because the truth of it is that when I was sitting here and I was actually doing a lot of this remembering, what ended up happening was that there was a lot of things that I actually thought that I remembered that were actually bad that happened in my life. And because of the fact that I remembered all of those bad things, it's the bad things that tend to bring us down, tend to hurt us, and all of that. And so there were some things that I had to come to grips with, some things that I had to reassess that have happened in my life. And I'll get more into that during the next session. This probably is going to go a little bit longer than I would have expected it to, and it's quite possible that I'll be out here a couple of more times today in order to finish this segment on remember, because I don't want to give it to you in too big of pieces. So may God bless and keep you, and we'll talk to you later.